I want to help you get a home. Hi everybody and welcome back. Today I want to talk to you guys about how to get settled in Canada. Now when I say getting settled in Canada, the question that I get asked about is financially, how much money do you need to start and build your life in Canada? Whether you are new here, you are considering moving here, or you have plans to potentially move here, I'm hoping to help you guys out a little bit more. Now, the thing is, when it comes to living in Canada and sustaining yourself, the question within itself is so subjective. The reason why it's subjective is because it really does depend on where you end up living, what kind of job you have, whether you want a house, whether you want an apartment, whether you want a condo, whether you want to live in downtown, whether you want to live away, and what city you're in, what the taxes there are like, if you're buying or renting, etc. So let's just talk only about sort of like renting for now, and then like we can get more into other subjects later. The difference between an apartment and a condo, in case you're wondering, is generally apartments are rentals and they're just like a building with like units in it that you can rent out, whereas a condo building is a building that has like a swimming pool, a gym, it has different facilities that you pay for, so you pay something called a condominium fee. Now they're starting to like come up with luxury apartments or luxury rental condos where people can actually rent them. Generally or initially, like, you could only really buy a condo and you could rent an apartment, but now things are changing and they're becoming more and more common to find luxury units available just for rent. Okay, so whether you want to live in a condo or apartment or a house, the best thing that I can tell you to do is always make sure you rent from a property manager or like a real estate company. If you are new here and you rent from like let's say a private owner, the problem is there's a lot less security in it for you. Like if anything goes wrong in the unit, if anything breaks, or if they want to kick you out, there's no one really to protect you from all that sort of stuff, as opposed to if you rent from like a property manager or a real estate agent, you are protected because you're signing a formal lease that has rules and regulations that the company has to follow, whether it comes to maintenance, whether it comes to things breaking, and even when it comes to your security and living in that place for your signed period of time. Like let's say you live in downtown Vancouver, you're looking at paying up to like $2,000 and above a month to live in like just a one-bedroom condo, whereas in Toronto you could probably get something a little bit less, but not a huge difference. Like I think I have friends who pay about $1,700. In Vancouver you're probably paying even more than that. But then if you're living in a place like let's say Ottawa, or you're living in downtown Montreal, you are probably paying less than that. Like you could probably get a nice place for under $1,500. Also, have I just said probably like 17 times? I'm so sorry. So that's what like living in the downtown area can vary like. If you want to live in a house, or if you want to get a car, or your work is not in downtown, I would definitely suggest living in a suburb. I don't know what suburb you should live in. I find like some people will ask me a question about where they should live and what they should do and where they should work, and it's like I can't answer those questions for you guys. You have to be adult enough to make some of your own decisions. But when you are moving into a suburb, the cool thing is you can get a lot more property for a lot less money. So you can actually get like a really nice house for what you might only get like a tiny little 1,000 square foot unit in downtown. So you can get a nice house with a basement and a parking lot and a garage, etc., etc. And even if you want to live in like an apartment, like you're still kind of like, I want to live in a building, you can actually find something pretty nice in a suburb. The other thing that comes into play is like if you have a car. If you do get a car, I would say look at like Honda, Hyundai, BMW, like look at their websites and figure out the cost of the car that you would be interested in buying or leasing. So leasing is like where you have a car for a certain amount of time and then you give it back. So the cool thing with that is like you don't pay for the full cost of the car. You're paying to use it for a certain amount of time and then you give it back. It's like car rental. The thing that comes into play when you get a car is not actually the cost of the car, it's the insurance. I think there are websites where you can estimate the cost of your insurance, but you really need to know where you live. So a few things that really can vary your cost of insurance is most importantly, whether you are a first-time driver or you have a G license or a G2 license. So if you don't have a full license and you have a G2, you can still drive and you can buy a car, but your insurance would be a little bit higher. And then if you're a first-time driver in Canada with a G, your insurance will still be high because you're a first-time driver. The more you drive and like the more years you have experience, the lower your insurance goes. The second thing that affects your insurance cost is if you are in a suburb or where you are living. So like if you are in like Toronto, your insurance might be different to if you are in Ottawa, to if you are in Vancouver, but also like the various suburbs outside of those cities can really influence your insurance cost, because insurance basically like looks at like the risk of theft or like damage, etc., etc. So the higher those risks are, the higher the cost of insurance. Then the last thing we're going to talk about is food. Now, I eat a lot. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys know that I train. You guys know that I'm a foodie and I love going out and eating and all that sort of stuff. So it's really hard for me to gauge how much money you would really need to spend. Realistically, like you could get away with spending about $100 every 2 weeks and just sustaining your basic eating needs, like I don't know, if you're a vegetarian, you're just getting basic fruits and vegetables, maybe a little bit of chicken or fish or something like that. I would probably still say $100 a week is what you should be prepared to spend on food. And then if you have more people in your family or you're coming with your loved ones, I can't talk today. Jeez. But if you're coming with your loved ones, then be prepared to spend more money. If you want to go out, the cool thing that I love is that you can find places all over Canada that will have a really cool dining experience, and you can get away with spending like less than $10 a person. But then you can also go to really nice places and spend between 20 to 50 bucks a person. And then obviously there's like the really expensive places. Like I know there's a burger place where they sell a gold-plated burger and it's $100. Like, no word of a lie, I'm being serious. Anyways, I hope this kind of like basic information kind of opens up another conversation for and among you guys. Lately, I have really been making an effort to kind of like connect with more and more of you, answer your questions, and build a rapport. I really want to feel like I'm learning more about you guys and I'm not just like blindly on this side of the screen like talking all the time. And I love hearing about you guys. And for those of you who've been following me on Instagram, for those of you who've been sending your questions and sending your support, thank you so much. It means so much to me. Keep your questions and comments and concerns coming. Don't forget to click on the little bell down below so you get notified every time I post a video. And give this video a thumbs up if you want more information about this. Don't forget to share this video and comment and subscribe and do all those wonderful things that make me want to give you guys more information and help you guys out more. Don't forget, there's enough room for all of us to succeed, for all of us to have the life that we want. Think strong always, and I will talk to you guys again very soon. Bye!